guys, it's Brie. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you my April favorites. These are all the products that I have been loving in the month of April. So I'm going to go in the order of how you would apply your makeup. Starting with primer. This is the NYX Pore Filler Primer. I got this last month and I have been reaching for this constantly. I love it so much. It has a silicone-y texture. It has a little bit of a tint of color to it. If you can see right there. It just really fills in my pores and blurs them out. So when I put foundation on, you can't really see them, which is exactly what it's for. Okay, the next thing is this Loreal sponge. I just washed it, so it's like kind of wet. But this pink Loreal sponge, this I love. Thank you, Casey Holmes, for trying it out and raving about it, or I wouldn't have grabbed it. It seriously, I should have showed you when it was dry, but it expands so much. It's so squishy. It has a nice round flat edge right here, and it puts on your foundation flawlessly and so quick. I know with some of my other beauty blenders or some of my other beauty sponges, it takes forever for me to just blend out my foundation to what I really like. I used to literally sit there for like 10 to 15 minutes just like blending and blending and blending out my foundation. And this is just, I don't know why. I don't know why, but it puts my foundation on flawlessly and quick too. Like it takes me like maybe 5 minutes now to just blend out my foundation, which I love. So I use this one continuously unless I'm testing out a new one. My next favorite is my L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte. I'm sure everyone has heard, tons of people rave about this. I didn't love L'Oreal foundations, and I tested this one out, and what's funny is at first I did not like it. I didn't like how it went on, and I don't really remember like all of the reasons why I didn't like it, but then I continued to try it a couple more times, and I get compliments all the time when I'm wearing this. And for me that's really nice because I've been having such issues with my skin and with breakouts, and it's like I'm in freaking high school again. I don't know why, but I've gotten tons of compliments when I'm wearing this that my skin looks flawless and it looks so nice. I've been loving this in the month of April. It's actually what I have on my face right now. My next favorite is my Tarte Shape Tape, which is everyone's favorite. I'm sure you've heard all of the pros about this. It is so full coverage, it blends out so nicely, it doesn't crease, it looks really nice on the skin. I'm sure that you've heard it all, so I don't need to go on any further, but I've been loving it this month. My next favorite go-to right now is the RCMA No Color Powder. I think Kathleen Lights is the one that kind of brought all the attention to this one, and it took me a while to order because I tried out the Coty Airspun one that everybody, I swear everybody hyped that one up, and I don't love that one. It was like really cakey under my eyes. I don't know. I just did not like that one, and so I was like, well, if everybody's hyping this one up too, I don't know. But I love it. It just ties all of my makeup together. It's perfect for baking. It makes it it makes my foundation and concealer flawless. So I have really been loving this. I think I reached for this every time since I got it in the mail. I have just been continuously using this one. And it's awesome because you get like a ton of powder. The packaging sucks, which everybody knows that this packaging is so annoying. I have to dump it into another cap and then like dump it back in, but I need to just empty one out and put it in there so that I don't have to deal with that anymore. Okay, the next thing that I've been loving this month is my NYX Tame and Frame Brow Pomade. This, I love it. I seriously love it. Since I've been using this, I have stepped up my brow game. I still have a ton of product. I literally use this every single day. It just goes on so nicely, and what else is nice is when I bought this, I thought, once I put it on my brows, I thought it was a little too light, but you can build it up, and I can build it up to a darker consistency. If I want my brows darker, I just build the product up a little bit, and it totally works. I am actually wearing it on my brows right now, and I have just been living for it. I don't know. What did I use before? Oh, I used the e.l.f. brow pencil, which I loved. Like, I stocked up on it. You know, I always have a couple on hand because I didn't want to be without it. But since I got that NYX Tame and Frame one, I haven't even touched my e.l.f. pencil. The next two things are highlights. I wouldn't necessarily use these on their own as highlights, but I use these as like a highlight enhancer. So the first one is this Wet n Wild Mega Glow Makeup Stick. I love this. I think it's like $3, and what I do is I don't like rub it on my face because I feel like that makes my foundation look patchy. I will grab it on my finger just like that. You can see like it is pretty. And I will tap it out. Just tap it and blend it out onto my face right here where I put my highlight. And then I put a powder highlight on top of it, and it makes your highlight pop. And if you want an extreme bright highlight, I would use one of these two down first, and then you put a powder highlight on top, and it just makes it so much more intense. It's kind of like spraying your brush and then putting the highlight on to make it a little more intense, but I feel like this just adds to it because it's a liquid, or this is like a cream highlight. This is a cream highlight, so it just makes it so much more pigmented. The next one is this Revlon Photo Ready Skin Lights. It's a face illuminator, which when I bought it, I had no idea what I was going to use it for. What I do is I just squeeze out just a little bit. And I do the same thing that I do, you can see that right there. I do the same thing that I do with that Wet n Wild one, and I will just tap it out and blend it out onto my face. If you can see it. I mean, it's pretty intense on its own, it really is. But you can really sheer it out too. Like, let me try to sheer it out. See, just that tiny amount like covered my entire hand. But you can sheer it out, it just has a nice kind of subtle highlight, but when you add a powder highlight on top of it, holy cow, it is blinding. It is gorgeous. That has been my go-to when I do super dramatic makeup and I want a bright in-your-face highlight. I start out with that Skin Lights one. I pick this one over the Wet n Wild one, but I think this bottle is $10 and that Wet n Wild one is like $3. For $3, totally worth it. Like, I would purchase again and again. But that's what I like to do for a super intense highlight. I think you can like put this all over your entire face. Like if you have dry skin and you like to look dewy, I think you put this over your entire face or mix it in with your foundation, and it just gives you a little more glow. But where I have oily skin, I don't do that. And I love to use it as a highlight enhancer. Okay, the next thing that I have been loving and living for in the month of April is this Morphe 35B palette. It is kind of their rainbow palette. If you've seen any of my previous tutorials, you've probably seen me pull this bad boy out. I've just been super feeling like the colors and like bright festival looks, bright summer looks, spring looks. So I have been pulling that palette out constantly. At least, I'd say 2 to 3 times a week. I've been using just that palette for my eye looks. I think I did a swatch test on this one, but you can see like it literally has such a range of colors. Not only does it have like blue, but it has 4 blues, purples, greens, oranges, peach shades. It has like everything you could need, every color in the rainbow, and it is perfect. It's nice too because you can mix colors to make like the color that you want. Like they have this teal shade, but I wanted it a more teal shade, so I think I mixed that with like this brighter green and just made it more bright and vibrant. And you can spray your brush and then use them, and you can just make it like a super intense pop of color, and I love it. I don't have a ton of colored eyeliners. I don't have a ton of colored eyeliners for like my waterline, and sometimes to add a pop of color to like a simple brown look like this, I like to do a bright eyeliner on my waterline. So what I've been doing is picking up this on like a small detailed brush and spraying it with like Fix Plus or whatever, and just placing that on my waterline, and it works great. So if you want a colored eyeliner but you don't want to run to the store, you can totally do that. Just spray a bright colored eyeshadow and just place it right on your waterline and you're good to go. It works the same. The next thing is mascara. This is the Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara. I have been living for this. I think Casey Holmes, you guys hear me talk about, but I love her videos. But Casey Holmes did a dupe test where she did half of her face high-end, half of her face drugstore dupes for those high-end products. And she said this was a dupe for the Benefit Roller Lash, which I'm not going to spend $30 on a mascara when I always wear false lashes because I have tiny, tiny, tiny little ridiculous teeny little eyelashes. So I've been using this to coat my top lashes and my bottom lashes, and I love the way that it looks on my bottom lashes. It separates my lashes so nicely. It coats them, it gives them length, which is like crazy because I don't normally see that in the mascaras that I have been using, but I love this. I use this every single day. This is my go-to mascara. And it's only $6. Like, I love that. It's only $6 and it is killer. My next favorite are these lashes. I got these off of Wish. They're my favorite. I don't care what anyone says. I am not going to pay $5 to $10 to $15, even like $30 on one pair of lashes. I don't see the point in it where you just take them off and throw them away anyways. These I think look great. I get compliments on my lashes all the time. Like, constantly I get compliments on my lashes, and these you got 5 for $1 and you paid $1 shipping, so really you got 5 pairs for $2. I think I have like 6 packs of these because they're literally my favorite. I did have super dramatic ones from Wish that I loved until I got these ones, and they have a super thin band so you can't even feel them. You do have to cut off, like, they have like little plastic pieces sticking out on each side. You just cut those off and then they don't even bother you. But I love these because you can't see them, you can't feel them. Like, they're so light, they look so nice, they're really natural looking. They're not like crazy dramatic, and I love them. I haven't been using any other type of lashes since I bought these. Okay, and the very last thing is this Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuit. Mega Last Liquid Catsuit Matte Lipstick. I love these. You guys know I use these in literally every single tutorial. I've just been really using this Berry Recognized shade all month long. I don't know, it's just been my go-to this month. I've just been putting this one on constantly. I'm obsessed with all of them. I have every shade of this line. I wish they would come out with more shades. They need to come out with some bright colors for this summer. But you can see it dries down really well. You can't feel it on your lips, which I love. I hate putting a liquid lipstick on and it's so drying. It feels like your lips are going to fall off, and then it like settles into all of your lines and it just looks crackly, and then it just like crumbles off. I hate that. These for $5, you cannot go wrong. That's why I bought every single shade. These wear so nicely throughout the day. They can kind of make it through eating, but I don't have a problem with just reapplying after I'm done eating. I can barely feel them on my lips, which is a huge plus for me. I used to never wear lipsticks because I hated the feeling of them on my lips. I hated smelling it. I hated like tasting it. You know, like satin lipsticks where you like put them on and they slide all over the place and you can like literally taste like the chemical taste in your mouth from them. I hate that. These dry down so nicely. They wear really nicely throughout the day. I just touch it up a little bit after I'm done eating and it's perfect. It is pretty transfer proof if you don't like get your lips wet, which I used to lick my lips a lot, but I don't do that anymore. But I could like kiss my daughter all day and it wouldn't come off till like, you know, later in the day once it's wore for like 6 to 8 hours. Okay guys, so those were my April favorites. Those are all the products that I have been living for in April. If you guys liked this kind of video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. I post 3 videos every week. If you have any suggestions for looks or products that you want me to test out, go ahead and leave me a comment below and I'll be sure to check it out. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in my next video. I'm sure you've heard it all. I heard him. He's running up the stairs. This is gonna be a short video. I was like, don't make it too long. Don't grab too many things. Super short, but that's okay. Lash.